Alrighty guys, welcome back to another Crossout video. I know I haven't made one in a minute, just because I haven't, I don't know. But today I kind of wanted to do a guide, another guide, not a beginner's guide. I will be doing another one of those, just kind of help out the newbies. This is kind of a guide to armor values, armor types, and penetration values. I know that's not really a thing with a whole lot of different weapon types. Skip that up. But it is for cannon users, and that's what I am. As you guys all probably know from watching all my videos, I've had Mastodons, I have Typhoons, I have all of the cannons in the game almost, except for now Fatmans and Mammoths and Mastodons. So again, this is kind of a guide to that, to like static armor versus I can't even think of the other word for it, because static is like basically armor that is mashed together versus, I guess you could call it spaced armor. So here real quick, I'll show you what that looks like. Just go ahead and put a little janky build together. Sorry, I'm not no PC guy. I'm not crazy fast at just slopping stuff in and making her work. I can make it work, but I'm not a PC guy. So I'll just do the step spreader, because why not? So, armor values. So, I'm going to show you guys real quick here what the difference is between spaced armor and what I call static armor. So, spaced armor is a figurative like this. So, spaced armor is basically there's one piece of armor and you do not attach it to the cabins. That gives you one block of penetration. So, if you look at like a great like this thing right now, the 88 is a good example of armor penetration value. So it says fires armor piercing projectiles, right? So projectiles exploding after piercing 2 pins of armored car structure. So when they say 2 pins, this is a pin. So what's going to happen is it's going to go through this pin and detonate on this side of it in front of the cabin, which means it's not going to make contact with it. Wait a minute. 2 pins. So let's test that theory. Go ahead and do this. So that's technically 2 pins. So it's going to detonate after 2 pins of projection. So it should penetrate this one and blow up in this one, if I'm right. I might not be right. Go ahead and just put some wheelios on this sucker. Of course, I put the wrong ones on. Okay, cool. It's putting that out there. So let's go ahead and put this sucker on there. We'll do this one. That's got explosion radius. We don't want that. We just kind of want a base for the sucker. Okay, so that says it penetrates 2 pins of armor. So this is a version of spaced armor. You can give it more space. Depends. So if we shoot this guy, bam. So just like I said, it skips. As you can see, it skipped this middle empty row and blew up the one closer to the cabin, but it did not harm the cabin, as you guys saw. Just go ahead and show you guys again, just so that makes sense to you. So it did damage the cabin with the explosion radius of the 88. Nothing crazy, but as you can see, it did get rid of that second pin of armor. So this one was gone. So shot, penetrated that, hit, and it went through that. So that technically, I guess since it's not even an armor piece, it says it penetrates 2 versions of armor, but it went through it, as you guys saw, and destroyed this piece right here. So that is what spaced armor does for you. So now, for instance, let's go ahead and get rid of this one. And now we have 2 pins between this, right? So we'll move this right there. So in theory, it shouldn't blow that other one up. It should just blow up this one. Yep. So it's only 2 pins. So once it penetrates, so it penetrated, I can't even point at this because it doesn't do me any good. I'm sitting here pointing at my computer screen. But once it penetrates this one, that's 1 pin, 2 pins, detonation. That is what your spaced armor is good for against cannons and things. Basically, it's cannons because they're an armor-piercing weapon. 90% of these guns are armor-piercing. The Tsunami's the same thing. We can just go ahead and throw a Tsunami on here just to kind of go show you guys. And a Typhoon's the same thing. It's an armor-piercing weapon. So once it hits, it explodes after a certain amount. This one will probably be different. It doesn't really say. We're not going to let it have its charge timer. Well, this is Frank. Sorry, this looks jank. It's only for to show you guys an example. Here we go. Okay. So that did the same thing. It destroyed one piece. So if, and this is for some of you guys who are also beginners. So if you have a vehicle that has roughly 2 pins of armor spacing, you're pretty well off from cannons. And now, depending on how many you have, that's what's also going to matter. So if I do, this is one piece that I always use because it works great because it is exactly 2 pins. These guys have it, the middle box. That's pretty sure a Nomad's piece or whatever. And then there's another one up here that you can also use. So place this guy here. Do that, and then we will take another one of these right there, and take another one of these and place it there. So that is going to give you 2 layers of effectiveness against, say, a cannon. So I'm going to have to shoot that twice with my cannon to get that to penetrate to the cabin. So I'll just show you that here, and then bam. So as you can see, it took off the armor piece. Cabin is still protected. Still have another armor piece. Same deal. As I said, it penetrated. Did do a little bit of cabin damage because of the explosion radius, but essentially it defends you, and that's what spaced armor is. So like some of these bigger builds and a lot of exhibition builds, like you'll see, let's just go 10k to 20k. Because that's a super good example, because a lot of people up here use spaced armor and a lot of like clan builds. Jesus, I don't even know what some of these are. Okay, none of these are even like good examples. Where's like a Sweaty Reaper hover build or some shit? Okay, this is just not proving my point at all. Last chance. Okay, none of these prove my point. Okay, but this is kind of an alright example. So if you can look at this, you can see how they have armor outside of this and outside of this. So if you look, I can't really show you on that. I'll just do mine. So if you look underneath here, all of this is spaced. So you can see my stuff in here, all my equipment, all of it is spaced armor. So if I shoot this with a cannon, and because of how Typhoons are, they do a lot of explosion damage, so that's why they penetrate and do more area damage. But all of this is spaced armor. This vehicle doesn't have much of a makeup, because underneath all of this, it's just spaced armor. I mean, look at this. Frame, then you have 2 pieces of spaced armor, because that's what that counts as, 1, 2, and then your spaced armor. So if they shoot this, it doesn't affect this FASA. So that means I have that much more HP in the build. And then you just have little stuff to guard. And then, yeah, this build is just like that. So that versus, say, something like, let's see, like this guy. So this is my Mastodon tank that everyone, or one person in particular, thinks is trash. So this is what I would call static armor. So all the armor is not spaced. It's all mashed up. So you have Goliath track on top of Goliath track, which is durability on top of durability. And so that's basically solid armor that they're going to have to shoot through regardless to get to your cabin. So like this big hog, it's got a lot of armor. So when, and I can even show you, because that's why I see how I have this set up. So as you can see in there, you can, Jesus, you can't really see it, but right inside of there, I don't know if you can see that in there, is a train plow. And then I have another bumper piece, and then I have some more spaced armor if you can see that in there. And then more spaced armor in front of that, and then more spaced armor in front of that. So that way it takes a blow, and then I have hardened track. So this is what I would call static armor. It's solid armor. And as you can see, Mastodons are nasty. That's why we call them nasty masties. But here's a perfect example. So we'll try not to kill this guy in one shot. Okay, so this kid eventually will figure out frontal armor. So see how he's hitting that front armor? And those are an autocannon, so that does have explosion damage. Come on, Jones. See, he's hitting that. So he's chewing through the armor. Where's it going, dude? Why can't I just have a cooperative bot? Okay, this isn't helping my point. This is going to be a terrible video because this bot's an absolute dickin'. But basically, what I'm saying is this is something with like spaced armor. This is something that is also a lot of spaced armor. As you can see, a lot of this inside is hollow. And that's because a lot of this stuff, this is a Clan Wars build obviously, but a lot of this, what you can get out of it is the durability, and against cannon builds, people can't shoot through that. So when a cannon shell hits, like for instance a Mastodon, the first round hits there and maybe there. So these outer pieces are destroyed. And then the second, okay, well then the second one after the outer pieces are destroyed hit the interior modules. And that's where the serious damage comes from with cannons or Mastodons in particular. But if you go to like something, for instance, like shotguns. Shotguns they're just bullets. So there's no armor value past like power score and durability. There's no such thing as ricochets or non-penetration, kind of like World of Tanks factors. Angle of impact, that kind of stuff doesn't exist. If it hits, it hits. So like these guys, for instance, this is all static armor. So a lot of it isn't spaced, it's mashed up. The side skirts, as you can see in there, those are spaced armor, but the rest of this, it's all static. So as you can see, doesn't matter. Shotguns, they'll do their damage and have to chew through the armor to get to it. There's no explosion. And there's no ricochets, as you can see. There's no penetration value. If it hits, it hits. That's what it does. There's no special to it. You know what I mean? Like, it just penetrates or it doesn't. And that's kind of like my version of it. So back to our ghetto little spider. Actually, yeah, here we go. So back to this ghetto little thing. So this is what I would call static armor. So it's just stacked upon stacked upon stacked upon stacked, and you just keep setting it in there, and that can work, but not for something against like explosions. So like any sort of rockets. So if we go here to my storage, go to your firearms. So wasps, crickets, flutes, pyres, snowfalls, waltz, any of these weapons are just going to be able to, and this is a terrible example because these things are disgusting anyway. The waltz is a nasty weapon. Any of these things are going to hit and just blow off massive chunks. That didn't even do anything. Let's go ahead and shoot at the back here. Okay, these are not doing what I want them to do. So we'll just put some flutes on here. So every weapon has an explosion radius when it comes to rockets and stuff of that sort. And I might not be correct when it comes to a lot of these mechanics, but this is what I've seen, and this is in my time playing. So as it hits, bam. So as you can see, that did 331 to one piece. So that's good damage, but it's to one piece of armor. So we'll try that one more time just to make sure that wasn't a me thing, and I just didn't miss the cabin. No, Duncan, go away. Yep, thanks. So we'll hit, bam. So that destroyed two pieces. But as you can see, that's what solid armor does. And spaced armor, in my opinion, is more effective when it comes to cannons, rockets, energy weapons, because the energy weapons like the Synthesis is a super prime example. It's a easy little pack that comes with the 3 Synthesis weapons. They're an energy weapon, but they're like a cannon. They hit and they just go do 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 do, and it shoots like 3 little blasts, and it does kind of exterior damage to the build. It just damages pieces and parts, opposed to like a cannon or a rocket that has explosive range. Shotguns and machine guns, they're what I would call a direct fire, so they hit and they do the durability or the damage to the durability. There's no value in it other than that. So for shotgun, say it does 40 damage a shot. So if you shoot this part for 40 damage, this part is 53 points of durability. So if you shoot it a second time, it breaks. There isn't anything in the game currently that boosts armor value of regular parts. Cabin parts, yes, there's the Averter that helps with modules, cabins, weapons, firearms, ammo packs, you name it, wheels. Any movement parts would be the Colossus engine. That'll give you durability for any and all movement parts. And that's only movement, wheel parts, tank tracks, hovers. If they add anything else, I don't know what they would add. But yeah, that's kind of my guide on spaced armor and stuff like that. So as you can see, that is spaced, whereas this would be static. And I'm calling it static because that's what I can think of right now. It's armor mashed up on armor, mashed up on armor. It's what a lot of people build in low power scores and tanks. So like low power score builds, so we can go to the exhibition. Go ahead and clear this out. Go back to it. So low power score builds. Let's look. So perfect example. So like this thing, this is all static armor. So all of this, and this guy's got 4 chords on here. So this is kind of a no-no. Not that I'm going to go into that in this video. Huh, these chords sound good. But you can't even shoot all the guns. But as you can see here, we'll just go ahead and park right here because I think you can see it just chews through the armor. That's all it is. It's an armor value. It doesn't do more. It doesn't do less. But that is the difference between static and spaced armor in my opinion. As you guys all know, I am a cannon guy, so cannons are kind of where I'm at. As far as like weapons and wheel durabilities, that's all, you know, kind of on you. That's what I have. I mean, I use a plethora of different things because I like to have an inventory of it. Yeah, I kind of have most hardware that I use anyway. All the cabins that I like. So that is kind of my guide on armor values, spaced armor. You can get a lot of durability. So say you want a lot of durability out of a build. I kind of go over this real quick, but basically my value or my perspective in that is, if you want a lot of durability, the thing you want to go to is, I'm building my vehicle, you can go by durability. So you can use the filter option here to go by durability. So bumpers have a lot of durability, but they do not add to your vehicle's overall health points durability. So like something like this. So this vehicle has 978 durability. If I slap the sucker on there, bam, 1092. So it adds the 114 points of durability to the overall durability. So if I add this, it will add durability, I believe. No. So there you have it right there. No bumper will add durability to your vehicle. It has its own independent durability, but it doesn't add it to your vehicle's overall health, as opposed to all these random parts could be on your build. And as you can see, you just keep adding it, and that durability keeps on going up. And you can, depending on what you want to do, you can just keep stacking on spaced armor or stacking on whatever you want to do. You know, I'll kind of go over like a builder's guide for like new people, but this is, you know, this is kind of that. So you can just keep stacking on armor, and that's how you build your durability of your vehicle. So like I said, no plows or bumpers will give you durability, just regular parts. Wheels do add to durability, but they also take away from your power. So say we're gonna go with some APC wheels. Much more durable than racing wheels. Bam. So as you can see, these guys have 160 points of durability, and these guys have 215 points of durability. So if you watch my Dura, I'm going to hit my left bumper here, and it will subtract from my durability. Okay, wow, I look like a major idiot. I thought that wheels added durability to your build. Okay. So no, wheels don't add to your durability. They just take away from your power, and they are their own, I guess, separate entity. I really feel stupid now. I'm sitting here trying to give you guys a kind of an idea of what's what, but here I am struggling to explain it to myself. But yeah, so I guess that's kind of how that goes too. So I guess wheels don't add to your vehicle durability either. They are their own separate entity, because as you just saw, I used my left bumper, brought back the old wheels, and they didn't do anything. So that's that. As far as I know, decorations don't add to your durability. Well, let's go down here to the legendary ones. Where is... There they are. These guys got durability, so decorations don't add to durability either. So it is just base parts, it looks like. Anything but bumpers, like I said, is all the durability. That's kind of how you build your durability as far as parts. And whether you do spaced armor or static armor, it doesn't matter. It all builds durability, but it also depends, you know, what's your playstyle. Do you want to be fast? Do you want to be tanky and slow? Because a lot of people, what I do is I will build spaced armor, because you can build, let's see, so you can build, we'll get rid of that, and that, and we'll move this out, and get rid of that. So you can build the common shape of a car, right? Move that out. So you can build a vehicle, right? And it can be much lighter. Because as you just saw, all that part I took off all that weight. And so it made all of this much lighter. So now it's a faster build with the same, not necessarily the armor value, but it still has armor. And you can still go into battle. Say you want like a faster tank, so you don't have to deck it out with a ton of armor. And you can make it decently fast. God, I feel like I'm making a complete dodo out of myself. But that's kind of my guide. I'll get a better video out for you guys. I myself am still learning kind of like the game physics and stuff like that. Like I said, the things I do know about is that there are no ricochets, there are no, you know, angle of impact for like tank shells or rocket shells. There's no any of that stuff. Some weapons do have greater damage over shell travel time, but that has nothing to do with armor value necessarily. I mean it does. If it hits, obviously it does a certain amount of damage per meter that the rocket or whatever it is that travels. So there's a lot of mechanics of the game that I can't really get in this little video, but this was mainly to explain to you the difference between spaced armor and static armor and what those armor types offer you, and basically to show you what gives you durability, what you can use, and what doesn't work for durability. So obviously we know wheels, plows and bumpers, decorations, none of that gives you durability, it gives you power score. And that's a big deal too, because a lot of people, well, I go into it in another video, kind of just explaining power score. And I know a lot of you guys, myself included, we're all about getting a higher power score and just building into, like, you know, in the beginning, just having like a really cool beginning power score. So if we go right here, faction, bam. So like we've all been here and we all wanted that power score. And one of the big problems was, you know, how do we get more power score? Well, you add better parts, first off. You add better wheels, better cabins. And in the beginning, the most common things you're going to get is the first one you're going to get is you're going to get the Gorilla. You'll have options to the Decker, this thing, the WWT1, the Duster cabin, and stuff like that. Obviously, these are epics. And then you'll have stuff like the Bear. That's one I personally enjoy. I fused mine. But it basically looks just like the Gorilla. Nothing different. And then you can say, get rid of these guys and just climb the tower. You know what I mean? I mean, bam. Bam. and bam, and bam. So there, we're at 1118 with no guns. Looks pretty cool. Looks like a little mud bogging truck. As you can see, your beginning power score was 907. So literally, that is all it takes to climb the power score tree. But I don't recommend doing it unless you have weapons to support you in favor. But that is another topic I will go over in another video. But yeah, guys, that's kind of my... I don't know that I'd call it the best guide, but I'm just trying to do stuff for some of those beginning players because this game is tough. As you guys saw a couple videos ago when I played on my Mr. Java Brownie account, it was very difficult for me to play in the lower power score because we were running into people in like 2 and 3K running chrome purple boar builds and stuff like that, and just people seal clubbing. And I kind of want to just show you guys, or the new players, you know, there is a way to get around it other than just being a massive wallet warrior, like a lot of us have done. I'm not saying I haven't done it. I've purchased my fair share of packs and premium time, but that is another topic we'll go over next time, guys, and I will see you guys in the next video.